which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God, our refuge and strength, you have bound us together in common life. In all our struggles, help us to confront one another without bitterness, to listen for your voice, to work together with mutual respect. Through Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord. Amen. I want to just let everybody know to keep Joe Ginger in your prayers. He had hip surgery on Saturday. He had an accident last week and broke his hip. And also, Attorney General Boy, some surgery done in the morning. Keep those people in your thoughts and prayers, please. Roll.
Here.
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 Is there any additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda? Hearing none. Anybody have any public comment in reference to this evening's agenda? Does anybody have any public comment on this evening's agenda? Hearing none. It's really my only communications. I just delivered it. I just want to keep everybody Joe and his family and Chris and his family and your thoughts. Alderman Nelson reminded me probably tomorrow we'll be going back to school. If they do, the crosswalks are still kind of gummed up with the snow and stuff, so everybody should be careful doing that as they drive around the schools. That's really all I have. I just wanted to say that for the council that Dash and his group did an outstanding job keeping the roads clear in tough circumstances. Joe, you have anything?
Did you want to mention the grant award that you told me about this morning, or?
Yeah, I got a letter that we received a grant from my EPA for $50,000 for a lead service. There's only 2 cities in Fulton County, and Lewis and Canton were awarded grant money for that, so that we can continue that program. That's really all I have. City for communication.
I have nothing.
Department heads, city treasurer, Kristen.
Mayor, thank you for, you're always good about remembering to pray for people. And thank you for that, because I know that Joe and others have been in your prayers, so thank you for that. Other than that, I have the list today.
Again, Police Chief Mike Eagle was going tonight because he had some surgery as well. Fire Chief Scott Rose.
Your Honor, Council, just want to reach out to everybody again tonight, just about the safety of heaters and that being plugged in during this cold weather. Just make sure that you're plugging them in directly to the wall and not into the power strip. That can cause a fire and such with that. Other than that, hope everybody stays safe with the cold, and you have the fire report. If you have any questions, I can answer them out.
Public Utilities Manager Joe Brothers.
One quick update on the lead or the leak detection. So we fixed 3 of the items last month that were found by the satellite leak detection. Those 3 water main breaks, calculated up based on our PSI, the size of them, the types of breaks through a calculator that Keith provides. They were running about 250,000 gallons a day. They had been leaking underground through some drainage culverts going to streams, and I don't know how long they had been going, but 2 of them amounted to a significant percentage of our water being lost. I did some like rough calculations on that amount or that cost of water a day, and we were somewhere around $13,000 for that type of loss. So we'll, that project will be worth it here 3 or 4 months down the road. It did make an impact on our unaccounted for water by 5% or so, and it wasn't for the entire month that I had the calculation. So hopefully we'll drop another 2 or 3%. We've got some meetings coming up to work on it a little bit further, but I thank everyone for being part of that team and Keith and getting that going. I think that's going to turn out to be beneficial for us. So that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Consent agenda, the approval of the minutes, regular city council meeting on January 2nd, 2024. Bill list, public works report, police report, fire report. Alderman Grimm, second, Alderman Nelson. Madam Clerk.
Alderman Hale. Aye. Alderman Dawson.
Aye.
Alderman Catchell.
Aye.
Alderman Faulkner. Aye. Alderman Graham.
Aye.
Alderman Nelson.
Aye.
Alderman Lovell.
Aye.
Motion carried. City council communications, committee reports, public safety and legal. Alderman Justin Nelson, Chair.
Nothing on the agenda, but going back to the chief's report, police chief's report, police department had over 16,000 calls for service this year, which I believe they said was their most in like the last 12 to 14 years. So their calls for service did go up significantly this past year. That's all I have.
That has to be close to some sort of record.
Yeah, it was up there. They said it was most like, it was like 12 or 14 years. They haven't had any calls.
I was surprised with the last 3 years to see the progress of this. It's amazing.
So you have.
Yes.
Thank you. Regulatory policy, Alderman Angela Hale, Chair.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have 2 items. First is an approval of a request for a Class F special event liquor license for Schooner Winery for the Evening in Red to be held on February 2nd, 2024. I looked at the paperwork, everything seems to be in order, so it would be my motion to place this on its package.
Second, Alderman Gossett. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Alderman Graham.
Aye.
Alderman Nelson.
Aye.
Alderman Lovell.
Aye.
Alderman Fuller. Aye. Alderman Catchell.
Aye.
Alderman Dawson.
Aye.
Alderman Hale. Aye.
Motion carried.
And the second item is approval of a request for a downtown special event permit with road closure for the Red Dog Run, Walk, and Ride for cystic fibrosis to be held on May 4th, 2024. I believe this is a repeat event, and so I make a motion that we place on the package.
Second, Alderman Catchell. Any other discussion? Madam Clerk.
Alderman Lovell.
Aye.
Alderman Nelson.
Aye.
Alderman Graham.
Aye.
Alderman Hale. Aye. Alderman Dawson.
Aye.
Catchell.
Aye.
Alderman Fuller. Aye.
Motion carried. How many years, does anybody have a clue how many years that's Red Dog?
It's, that run walk's only been probably about 5, but
No, I mean,
the whole Red Dog event's like 27 or something.
Never done it 30 years.
It's 27 or 8. They had a 25th one a couple years ago.
And that is all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Community and Economic Development, Alderman John Lovell, Chair.
Thank you, Your Honor. 2 items tonight. Both of these are redevelopment agreements that we've talked about in council previously. The first one is ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Canton, Fulton County, Illinois, and Don and Nancy's Cafe LLC and Jesse L. Kidd. This was 25% of the project, not to exceed $1,238. I go ahead and make a motion to approve that ordinance.
Second, Alderman Hale. Any discussion? Madam Clerk.
Alderman Fuller. Aye. Alderman Catchell.
Aye.
Alderman Dawson.
Aye.
Alderman Hale. Aye. Alderman
agreement by and between the city of Canton and Black Maple Coffee LLC and Emily K. Morton. This on South Fifth, and this is also 25% of the project cost, not to exceed $32,750. I go ahead and make a motion to approve that ordinance.
Second, Alderman Brown. Any other discussion? Madam Clerk?
Alderman Canton.
Aye.
Gossett.
Aye.
Hutchins.
Aye.
Mayor Longfellow.
Aye.
Graham.
Aye.
Alderman Nelson.
Aye.
Alderman Lovell.
Aye.
Mayor McDowell.
Aye. Motion carried.
That's all I have. Okay.
I have a question for, do we have any update on the corner there of Fifth and Glen? Did they get the right approval or are they still waiting?
On the sign?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that. That process takes,
Yeah,
I know, but they say there's trying to, they thought that they were going to expedite that. Keith, do you know if you heard anything?
They must be submitting, they're asking for a sign to redirect them, or I didn't hear.
No, it's
The
the
digital sign.
digital sign.
No, the digital sign,
They-
Eagle Housing.
Yeah, they said before that like you mentioned, takes a while. They've got to submit a plan. Since it's adjacent to right away, there's a process, so.
I knew they knocked that stuff down, so I knew if they.
And that particular one, I think it's going to take a little bit longer because it's on a historical route or something like
Yeah.
that. But
I just noticed they were getting ready, I didn't know if they got it yet or not.
And going back to Black Maple, Joe and Dash have been working on getting some better signage there. We got the alley cleaned up. There's potholes in there. And Dash has sent a crew down there and cleaned it up and did a great job on that. So we got some signage coming. Okay. Public Works, anything for the chair?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have 3 items this evening. First one is approval to proceed with purchase of water plant tractor from the lower bid, which was Midwest Equipment, in the amount of $61,686.82. And that takes into consideration that there will be a trade-in of our 1994 John Deere. Joe, do you have any comments on that?
Not really. We got staff, got the bids all in, looked everything over. One of the bidders didn't quite complete all the things that he needed, but went with the low bidder. Warranties matched up between the two. We'd like to proceed.
That will have a mowing blade and everything.
Yeah, it's got all the equipment that you see listed
Yeah.
there. I also gave everybody a copy. Chris had me make a copy of the actual ordinance that will be in place with that, and I handed that to you. For everybody to look at. Yeah, it comes with the bucket, forks, grapple, battery north. Replacing one we had that was bought in 1994.
Okay, if there's no other comment, I'll make a request that we approve that purchase for the tractor from Midwest Equipment in the amount of $61,686.82.
Motion on the floor, second by Alderman Ketchum. Any other comment or discussion? Madam Clerk?
Alderman Green.
Aye.
Alderman Nelson.
Aye.
Alderman Lovell.
Aye.
Alderman Gossett.
Aye.
Hutchins. Alderman Longfellow.
Aye.
Motion carried.
The next topic is resolution for improvements under the Illinois Highway Code. The improvement consists of providing preliminary engineering for the repairs to the bridge carrying Walnut Street over Big Creek in the city of Canton. Appropriates $12,936 from the city's allotment of MFT funds. Keith, do you have any comments?
Sure, thank you. The project is brought forward to everybody tonight, so just for the fact that you have $50,000 of COVID relief money from IDOT that you have to use by either end of August or end of September 2024, and the dollars can only be used on certain MFT projects. So when we complete our last round of bridge inspections, and IDOT actually has one identified where the drain holes are, so when the water sheds from the bridge, there's openings, water goes through underneath, it's stalling underneath, where you can see the concrete's failing, some riprap, or some rebar is showing. So we looked at that as an option to spend the city's $50,000 on. They qualified for the funding. So the dollar amount that you have here, the resolution is essentially requesting IDOT hold that money from the MFT account. The next item on the agenda is the actual agreement. The agreement will take you all the way through bidding and selection of a contractor.
Okay, thank you very much. So, I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution for the improvement under the Illinois Highway Code for the bridge carrying Walnut Street over Big Creek, to come out in the amount of $12,936 from the MFT fund out of the COVID funding that we received.
Second, O'Neill. Any other discussion?
Okay, and the final topic is
Roll call.
Aye.
Motion carried, you're on.
Yeah, I jumped the gun on that one. Hold, I guess. Resolution approving local public agency engineering service agreement. And as Keith had said, this is for the repairs to the bridge carrying Walnut Street over Big Creek, and that would be our streets.
Motion.
And make a motion that we approve it.
Second, Alderman Hale. Any other discussion?
Your Honor, that's total cost, Keith. Will it take the whole 50 grand to do that?
If I remember correctly, it was like 65 for construction. It's just over it.
Yeah.
Madam Clerk.
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
Thank you, Your Honor, and just also to reiterate, thanks to all garbage and street people during this extremely cold weather. I have nothing else.
Thank you, ma'am. Finance, Alderwoman Andrew Chamberlain, absent tonight. She has a resolution approving an increase in the rental fee for the historic depot on behalf of the city of Canton. Carol has done some research, and we were one of the lowest in town as far as renting this building. But what happens is, a lot of people have been renting it, and it goes back to back on days, and so when Hannah, custodial crew comes in, they pay them time and a half on Saturdays and Sundays to clean it for the next group. So it's been $75 basically a day, and Carol and I discussed it, we'd like to raise that to $100. It hasn't been raised since, what did you say this morning, 2015?
Make a motion.
Thank you, sir. Second, Alderman Nelson. Any other discussion? Yes, sir.
So when you said that we're one of the lowest around, what were like some of the prices that you seen?
For example, Wallace Park, I can't remember what they call that center. It's Johnson Center. That's rented only by the hours, right? 2 or 3 hours at a time. And that's just like $150 or something. I know the Elks is a couple $100.
President's tomb, the astronaut.
Yeah.
You have to know somebody.
So, with all that being said, we're still going to be the lowest.
Mayor, do we have a clause in there where if they don't take care of it, that they don't get their money back?
There's rental agreements. I'd tell you who rents it the most, and we were locked into a contract with them, is the Blood. So that will change next year, but as far as birthday parties and things like that, that rental fee will go up as soon as we enact this. Unless they've already had a signed contract, which. Any other discussion or IT and cybersecurity, Alderman Greg Gossett, Chair.
Your Honor, I have nothing for council action tonight except to just let everybody know that Michael Center-Jetic is going to start the Office 365 migration probably in the next couple of weeks. So just be cognizant of that. So that will affect all departments.
That ties in with our insurance.
Yes.
Has he provided you with any kind of a rollout plan on that? I mean,
We just talked about it in front of
We had a conference call between Alderman Gossett, myself, and Mike, so he's putting a plan together to get to us. Thank you. Labor and Employment, Alderman Robert Grimm, Chair.
Just a couple of comments, Your Honor. I too want to express my thanks and gratitude to the folks at the street department. Great job on the snow removal and picking up the trash when it was really, really cold. I also think it's pretty cool that we have several establishments here in town who have opened their doors the last 2 days as cooling centers. And I think they're, I'm sorry, yeah. Warming centers.
We'll do that in July.
We'll do that in July, thank you.
Long season, but
Yeah, wishful thinking. And I suspect they're providing a hot drink or a hot meal to those folks too, and greatly appreciate that.
Well, add to that on top of what the fire department and the city building did, we opened that up. Salvation Army had contacted Scott and they told the chief that they would have, they brought snacks and things.
Yeah, they brought by snacks and drinks for people that come in to take part.
Yeah, it just speaks to our community and the way we take care of each other. It's greatly appreciated and is noticed, but particularly our guys that work for the city, they're out in this cold weather because it was brutal. Other than that, Your Honor, I have nothing for council action.
And, you know, hats off to American Girl, Kim, Goldberg opened her business. Thank you.
I do, as a follow-up to that question, and I wholeheartedly agree. I think it's amazing what, the community is doing for people, but do we have any idea of how to utilize those services are?
No, I don't, did you have anybody at the?
We didn't have anybody that we knew of. There's times that the guys were out of the building and we couldn't account for that time, but we'll just say the snacks and the drinks were not, they were still the same.
I don't know who showed up, how many showed up at the city building, and I haven't talked to Kim, I don't know what she had. I don't, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's great if they're, if
Yeah,
it's needed.
right. And then I think, was it Monday or today is when the Salvation Army opened up as well.
Yeah.
So we had some others.
She had a couple days down that they would not be open and we went together.
They were out of town. Anyway,
Even if it helps one person, and I know that's what you mean,
It's
John.
there.
It's there and people know about it, and, I think that speaks very highly of our community.
Well, I think where I was going is, yes, I think it's great, but if there is a big need for it and we document it, if it ever comes back to the city for us to do something, or we have that kind of information, then
Yeah.
that makes a decision.
Good point.
thank you. Property, Alderman Patrick Ketchum, Chair.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have 2 items for consideration tonight. The first is an ordinance authorizing the mayor to make a lease not exceeding 2 years with Fulton County Court Services.
It's an office that they use in the city.
Like to make a motion.
We have a motion for second, Alderman Gossett. Any other discussion? Madam Clerk.
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
And the second item, very similar to ordinance authorizing the mayor to make a lease not exceeding 2 years with Canton Youth Organization, which is known as Youth League.
Second, Alderman Lincoln Fowler. Any other questions?
I do real quick, did they get the names? You got that?
The what?
The the names, because I know John Green was in that, obviously, along with their, they make sure that all the.
Yeah, I think Chris is still working on it. I think he's in contact. Yeah, they're getting everything changed. That's another reason why we want to redo the agreement. Yeah. Any other discussion or question? Madam Clerk?
Everyone Hale.
Aye.
Dawson.
Okay.
Aye.
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 Nelson.
Aye.
Mullen.
Aye.
Motion carried.
That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Nothing else on the agenda. Make a motion from Alderman Nelson. Adjournment. Second, Alderman Hale. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Aye.
Aye.
Dawson.
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
Aye.
Sure. Thank you everyone for your time. Stay warm.